Welcome to Go Natural Education. I'm Steve Melito. I'm here with the founder of Go Natural Education, Gil Daigneau. Gil, how are you?
Doing good, Steve. Thanks for having me.
All right, you betcha. Wouldn't have it any other way. So we're going to talk about a recent interview that I did and that you've watched with Steve Ellingson of Hamilton College. He wrote a book about local food system in central New York, but local food's big everywhere. So I'd like to get your thoughts as a farmer about local foods and what you learned and what you heard from Steve.
I thought he did a great job. He really did a thorough investigation of local food, and we'll kind of reference that as community supported agriculture. He references CSA's community supported agriculture quite often.
Yeah,
And
could you talk about that a little bit? Because he never really defined it. He just assumed that we all know, but some of us don't.
yeah, community supported agriculture, it really got started, as far as I know, out in California. People growing local food locally, and people that live in an area nearby would go and get their food there. And it really took off. Now, I personally have been doing that for about 20, 21 years. I started Go Natural Organics in 2004 as a CSA, computer supported agriculture. And probably if I had to uh, characterize why they've been successful, I think it's right. Probably two or three real key reasons for it. Most people would agree without too much argument that modern society has become a little bit superficial and detached from the land. And there are a growing number of people that they really want to have that attachment. It used to be 95% of the population were farmers, and now it's like 95% of the population are living in urban areas, and they're pretty much detached from the land. And then the second thing that kind of dovetails into that is that as consumers, we've kind of become spoiled. If we want to have grapes in New York State in January, they're going to come from Chile.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff during the winter in particular is imported from the tropics. So our food system is international now. Massive amounts of energy are used in transportation. And then you don't really know who grew it and exactly where it came from. So that would be the third key. A lot of people want to know where their food's coming from. And then if you add another layer onto that, beginning in about the 1950s, you can look at almost any graph that'll show the declining nutrient content of food. We've really almost, with traditional agriculture, somewhat sterilized our soil, and less nutrients make it into the food we actually eat. And I find that so interesting because a few years ago they made the food labels that tell you how many calories and what proportion of nutrients are in everything you eat. I mean, there's a label on almost anything that you buy in a store. Obesity has not gotten any better. If you look
No,
around, I mean, it's like you might have well thrown that whole idea right out the window. People people don't pay attention to that and eat properly. So there's an effort, a growing effort, I think, to know where your food comes from and have it be nutritious. And then what's happened with my farms is that a lot of kids have absolutely no idea where food comes from. So what makes me different than most people is that in my community supported agriculture, I grow everything, but people come and pick their own. So when they join my farm, you have to be a little careful on how you do that because you have to respect the plants. You
hmm
can't have people yanking off a bell pepper and breaking the branch that has three or four more blooms on it. So
Right.
in my case, what I did was I charged $200 to join, and then that became a credit balance. People could pick $200 worth of vegetables. They got a ledger sheet, and everything was by the piece. Two tomatoes for $3. Uh, Two zucchini for $1 each for zucchini. Everything's on a dollar basis, all based on the honor system. They came out anytime they want to. They pick it. They keep track of it. When they use up their credit balance, they reuse it. When somebody plops down a couple $100 and you tell them, please use clippers to clip off bell peppers, don't pull them off. They'll use clippers. And then the thing that I had no idea would be true is kids that came out and picked their own stuff started eating vegetables. They wouldn't eat vegetables previously, and their parents would come out and say, "You won't believe it, man. Our kids are eating vegetables." So, the local food production and a community supported agriculture, it's a great concept.
Excellent. One other question for you. Steve Ellingson mentioned, in terms of solutions for small farmers who struggle, mentorship. So, as a veteran farmer yourself, would you be willing to mentor a younger farmer and help them avoid some sort of mistakes or pitfalls along the way?
It's a great idea. Yeah, I've shown a lot of people, not particularly as a mentor now. I mentored one kid that was very successful. He went from being told not to come back to school as a fifth grader before they had ADD classes to become the president of the mechanical engineering fraternity and becoming a very successful engineer after he hung out on my farm for several years through middle school and high school. So it teaches there's not much flexibility with farming. You have to do everything just right. If you don't do it just right, you're not going to have a crop. So, for instance, I have a lot of people that say, "Well, I want to grow zucchini," and I say, "Okay, yellow squash and zucchini." Yeah, yellow squash and zucchini. Okay, from the day you plant a seed, it's 55 days to you pick a yellow squash. It's 60 days to you pick zucchini. If it's a really nice day at the beach on day 34 and you don't want to water, you want to go to the beach, you come in on day 35, your crop's going to be flat and dead. You're not going to get to day 55 or 60. So back to the mentorship. Uh, it's a great idea to get more young people involved. Now, I've done stuff in the Boys and Girls Club. I've been real active in 4-H and FFA, Future Farmers of America. Trying to mentor people and encourage them to go into agriculture. So we need more young farmers because the population, current population of farmers, I think is about 65 is the average age. So we need, if we want to keep our food and have healthy food available within this country, we have to have a mentorship program and have young people going into the agriculture industries.
I like the sounds of that. Gil, thank you.
Okay, Steve, appreciate it. Good seeing you again.
You too.